Yeah, I was at that moment. I was just like, oh hell no! This is my show. Let's go on with my show. Someone gets torched and send in the daywalk. Be myself in the ring. Do what I do. Make violence look beautiful. Ultimate violence. Whoever's number one, you want to be at the top.
Yeah.
Norman, Rowley, Barrios, Crocker, yeah, any of them. You're not going to really start to get your flowers until you're in a fight with someone where everyone's just written you off.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are very lucky to be joined by Ekow the Engine Essuman. Truly one of the nicest guys in boxing. You put the guy in the ring and he turns into a totally different human being. Anyone that doesn't love to watch Ekow fight or love him as a person, they can't be mates of ours. Mr. Essuman, mate, you've had a day of media and you thought you'd finish up with us.
Yeah, man, had to.
Like, honestly, truly gassed to have you here, mate. I know it's been a while coming, but like, where do we begin? Because it's been a while since you've been on the pod, right? We have now, we're at the stage where you are about to have the biggest fight, biggest crowd, biggest card of the year, biggest everything. Like the tiny dip has just sent you to the moon, mate. And honestly, like as a fan, I could not be happier for you, right? You've been absolutely and utterly through it, and now look at you. Like how's it feel?
It feels good. As I always used to say, the cream always rises to the top, regardless of anything else. Stir the cup, still gonna rise to the top. So here I am.
Here you are. Here you are. So we're going now in front of what, 70, 80,000? How's that? Like, is that just like, yeah, I knew this was always going to come. This is always going to come because...
Well, I knew the big stadium fights were going to come.
Fact.
Regardless. But I experienced it with Fury and White when they fought. So it's not going to be brand new. I know the occasion to expect. And this time it won't be like, I won't be rushed into it and be bewildered and be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? This is sick. This time I get to revel in it, enjoy it, and really put on that performance with the occasion.
Run me through. So when they said, right, Eubank, Ben, Undercard, like co-main, co-main, Jack Catterall, you went, yeah, cool. Anyone, literally anyone.
Well, there was rumors milling about on X, Twitter, that me and Jack were fighting. We hadn't had an offer through, so it was kind of just like, well, you can't really get excited for something that isn't like that isn't penciled in. But yeah, when it got confirmed, which was literally at the drop of a hat, one random evening, just we need a yes or no. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't you, right? This is it. So run me through because I don't want to say resurgence is the wrong word, right? There was a little bit of a rebuild period. We're now seeing a very different engine, right? We knew always that you're Ekow, you're the daywalker, and it is what it is, right? But it just feels like there's been a change.
Yeah,
and like, what was it this year? It's two fights of the year last year. Like it's just been banger after banger after banger. Even the Josh Taylor fight, right? There was a moment for me as a fact where obviously you're in his home territory, right? First couple of rounds, he looked good. He looked like Josh, and then he landed something on you, and you looked at him and you just saw it just be like that. that was the difference at that point, right?
It was at that moment.
It was literally that.
It was personal.
Yeah, exactly. It was that moment. He just landed something big, and it was just like,
yeah. I was at that moment. I was just like, oh hell no! This is my show. Let's go on with my show. But yeah, that fight, I'd always been asking for the opportunity of a world-class opponent, entry to the world stage. And I was given that opportunity, so I was taking it with both hands. Like, to everyone else, it was Josh's comeback fight, and he's fighting a big opponent at welterweight. I really don't know why these super lightweights want to come up to welterweight and fight me.
It's a totally different.
It's
but
their
this is it,
mistake
right?
to make.
Because like you're a unit, right? You're a unit. You've got an epic gas tank. You just don't tire. You're tough. You're strong. Like you bang. Like I don't understand why they want to do it. And like the amount of people just around, you know, the new media lot that were just like, oh yeah, Josh is gonna walk this. It's like no, he ain't, right?
Yeah.
And he ain't for a million reasons. It was just how was that? Because I don't even remember betting odds, but I think that he was probably the favourite. Like the commentary team had it that way. Well, they were a little bit biased, and then all of a sudden it was just like, all right, okay.
That is what it is. I remember Carl Frosch a few years back always told me, you're not going to really start to get your flowers until you're in a fight with someone where everyone's just written you off. Yeah. And then you win.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So now, Catterall, right? After Catterall, because obviously that's like for me, as your boy, as your fan, foregone, right? Done. Yeah.
He's Catterall's gonna be a tricky puzzle to solve. I'm gonna solve it
for sure.
But he's gonna have his own bag of tricks.
Yeah, Catterall. I mean, Catterall is Catterall, right? He's a nightmare, right? He's southpaw. He's awkward. He's quicker than he seems, and then slower. And he's just one of them dudes, right? He's one of them. I personally think your style is actually geared up to just crush him. I think you can just truck him.
You see, he's changed his trainer now. He's saying, heard whispers, they're saying he's more spiteful, he's more this, he's more that. But everyone's spiteful in boxing. Yeah, everyone's strong, everyone's speedy. You get into that top 10 and everyone's a beast at what they do, regardless. So it doesn't really matter who you fight. That's why when people ask me, "Oh, so who do you want? Which one boxer do you want?" I'm like, I don't want one boxer. I want whoever's number one. You want to be at the top. You want to beat who's at the top.
Yeah, which is at the minute probably arguably Brian Norman.
Your Norman, your Rollies. Haney is in the mix.
Haney's in it. Barrios, you'd walk through Barrios right now, right? You would. It's fact, right? Crocker would be a fun one, right? That would be a proper fun fight. Rolly, I think, would be a fun fight as well.
Yeah, I think that would. That would be a fun build up and presses and whatnot.
But like I don't know how you deal with the chat, because you're a very respectful, very chill guy until you're not. You know, like you keep that. That's one of my favorite things about you, right? Because like I've known you for a few years now. You are truly one of the nicest human beings out there. But then the switch is crazy. Like, is it just natural?
Yeah, so to speak, just get to just be free, be myself in the ring and do what I do. Make violence look beautiful, ultimate violence.
So do you contain that then? Is it because that's the thing, isn't it? Have you got that? Is that contained and you let it out, or is it?
I guess so. Just like also in the Avengers movie when the Hulk's like, when they ask the Hulk, how do you do it? Like, when do you get angry? And he's like, I'm always angry. I'm always the engine, but the engine steps into the forefront of things when it's time.
Exactly when it's time. Right, run me through the roadmap of the future now, because I know you're just like anyone can get it. You've always been that way, right? When you were British and Commonwealth and all that, it was just like, I'll fight anyone. You're still that now, right? You want to be number one. Is there an order that you want to go for on that? Because number one is number one. It doesn't matter how you get there, but there's like, you look at the list and like for me as a fan, you and Crocker, banger, yeah? Then you and Rolly, absolute banger. Barrios, you just picked that up just for bants. Like Barrios, like, no disrespect to Barrios, like, but that's the easiest one as far as I'm concerned. And then Norman, that's the one for number one.
To be honest, it would be Norman. I would have already called him out properly, turned up on his doorstep if it wasn't for Haney.
Yeah, it's politics as well.
Yeah, being put into the mix. I was wounded at it, but at the same point, I mean, happy for him in the same respect. Because I mean, if I was in the same position, and I was offered that fight, like, why wouldn't you do it? I can't hate him for saying it. It's just it is what it is. But that's the fight I want. Norman, Rowley, Barrios,
Any of them.
Crocker, yeah, any of them. Whichever one has the least waiting time. Like I don't like. I'm not gonna be in boxing for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So I want to get stuff done. Yeah.
I mean, touch wood, right? Brian just levels Haney. Because that's always the thing. If it goes through a decision, you know that there's going to be some sort of rematch. You know that's them tied up for 18 months, which is just infuriating.
Yeah.
Right? But if someone just gets torched, straight in.
Yeah, someone gets torched and send in the daywalker. I'll do the blade for that. I'll do the blade.
I think you have to. You have to walk out to that tune as well.
I might do a remix.
Right, I think what we'll do, we'll bring James in. Right, James, scoot over a little bit.
What you want me?
James?
Yes, mate. Hello.
Let's let you do a little bit of talking for Ekow, because obviously Ekow is a man of respect, love and violence, but peaceful violence. This is why we have you here.
Yeah, respect, love and violence. What do you want to know?
Tell me how you think it goes.
I think Ekow absolutely smokes him. I think the styles make fights. I've got absolutely no doubt that, listen, Jack Catterall's a really, really skilled technical operator. But you look at trajectories in fights, and that's part of my role, my job, is to look at, okay, so where's Ekow at in his career? What does his opponent do for him first and foremost?
Yep.
And as you rightly point out, you know, these massive fights are just around the corner.
Yep.
And we thought that, God willing, a world title fight would be next after beating Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
But for one reason or another, the landscape of boxing obviously dictates a lot.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been possible straight away. But you get the chance to box Jack Catterall. They've both beat the same man.
Yep.
And it's a huge opportunity on a massive stage.
Yep.
For Ekow to make a statement in front of, let's face it, Turki Al-Sheikh, who is the big decision maker in boxing right now.
100%.
And he won't miss out on the opportunity.
No. And your style is geared up for Turki of the height. Like he's gonna.
He'll love him.
Do you know what my thing is? The reason that I think that you just wash Catterall, right? Without disrespect to Catterall, like what we've seen in his career, he has this energy trajectory that it will go up a little bit and then it kind of just plateaus and it stays at that level. And he can do that because of his style, how awkward he is, his skill set and stuff like that. Yours, on the other hand, it just continues. I've never seen you not exceeding. It just it's over and over and over, and it's relentless. It's like the Usyk and Loma stuff. You just cook people.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Something like that. Yeah, I just I love the heat in the kitchen. I like it when it gets hot in the kitchen. That's when it's time to cook for me.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I think that's going to be for me as a fan the biggest. Like with skill for skill, you're both world level operators. But there's just that I don't see it very often, especially at welter.
Do you know what? Like Ekow's I've been saying to anybody who'll listen for a very long time, Sam knows this, you know.
Yep.
Ekow is the best 147-pound fighter on the planet.
Yep.
And obviously, as you get older, your bone density increases, you get heavier, you hit harder. People say your speed diminishes, and generally speaking, that's true, but I don't see that with him.
No.
But you look at, like I say, trajectories, like we said earlier. Jack's come off the back of losing to Barbosa.
Yep.
And a performance against Harlem Eubank where I don't think he looked very good.
He looked terrible in that fight.
For 7 rounds.
Yep.
And he's gone up 7 pounds in weight, and he is stepping into the ring with the best welterweight on the planet.
Yep.
And I think it's very easy to think I always say to people, everyone calls, in fact, Steve Bunt said this actually recently, that he's known as, the engine, or whatever else. And I've been saying this for a long time. Ekow, if you think you're going in there with somebody who's just going to come at you without thinking, you've got another thing coming. His amateur pedigree is elite.
Yeah.
And boxing is about ring craft. Boxing is it's a game of chess. And it's about dismantling the opponent round by round. And I guess working out the challenges that you face in the ring.
Yep.
And Ekow's biggest attribute for me is his ability to adapt in the ring.
For sure.
Against whoever he comes up against.
Yeah.
And he's done that time and time again, and he will do it on Saturday night against Jack Catterall.
I mean, that is exactly my point. I wasn't diminishing the skill set. Obviously, I'd never do that. But what I'm saying is like there seems to be no bound to the pace that you can put on whilst you're still operating at that world level. That I think is the real thing that I think was going to be the big difference in that. Like, you just don't stop, but what you're doing is so high level. Like, it's one thing if you're just like one of these come forward head first guy. You're not that. You're not that, but you just 100. But that 100 becomes 120, 130, 140. And I don't think I've ever seen you even really out of breath.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Mad. Right. December 6th.
Yes.
Season's beatings.
Yep.
A wonderful land called Nottingham.
Yep.
What are we doing? What's WBM?
Yep.
Right. Derek Azaz is on there. You manage Derek still, right?
No, I don't manage Derek. He's just
your boy.
He's just my boy.
Yeah, man.
He's just boy.
Bellboy,
Yeah.
punching preacher.
I was always told you like managed him.
Oh no. I manage a new up and comer. He's having his debut. His name's Conor Millward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Conor.
Conor's a big ticket seller in Nottingham. He's made a big name for himself on the white collar scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his kit packs out, small halls from people in his hometown. Big up Bulwell.
Yeah.
He's called the Bulwell Bomber. That's his boxing name, and we've got high hopes for him. Ekow knows he's in the gym all the time. He's a great lad. Yeah. A really good lad. He's been itching to turn pro for a long time, and he's looking to obviously capitalise. And we're delighted to be working with him. So obviously, working with ourselves and in association with Warren Boxing Management, giving him that platform to launch his career really. And alongside him, we've got other local talent on the card as well. Yep. Lamar Griggs is on the card. Looks like Nico Leaves is going to be on the card as well.
Love Nico.
So we're just tying up the main event at the moment.
Yep.
But it's an opportunity, obviously, to showcase not just, I guess, the people of Nottingham what talent is here and give them that platform. Mm-hmm. I think it's also an opportunity for WBM to see what can be achieved outside of London and what can be achieved in Nottingham specifically.
I mean, Nottingham's had like its own diaspora of fighters, and it's been growing for 15 years, maybe even a little bit more. Like, I know it started really with Froch to really push it over.
Carl deserves a lot of respect because Carl was fucking hell. The man's a warrior.
Of course he is.
I mean, talk about an entertaining man to watch. Just like the man sat next to me. We're built different in Nottingham. I don't know what it is, whether it be.
In the water.
Do you know what I mean? It's got Carl Froch, Lee Wood, big up Woody, Ekow. There's something in the water, like he says. And I mean, Carl really, along with Matchroom, put, I guess, boxing back in the public spotlight.
100%.
So it's nice to kind of. There's an origin story there, and I quite like that.
I do too. I do too. And like you're saying, it's fantastic to have things out of London, right? Nottingham has its own culture, its own everything, right? Why can't you do your own shows there? Even you don't really get to enjoy the quote unquote small hall stuff out of London as much because it's not as famous. It's all it is.
Yeah.
The talent pool is still as deep. The fights are still as fun. The crowd love it still as much. And this is what I quite like about what WBM are trying to do at the minute.
I think so. I think ultimately, it's a common fact, right? Boxers in London get more opportunities than boxers potentially in the north of the country.
Yeah.
And I think we'd like to change that. I think that there's a plethora of boxers, not just in Nottingham, in the surrounding areas, in the Midlands, that are crying out for an opportunity to ultimately, they want to be on promotional deals and on big shows and all the rest of it. But you know how difficult it is in boxing to make a name for yourself. And speak to the man sat next to me. Yeah. Like you say, he's come up the hard way, the hard way,
the hardest way.
Yeah, the right way.
Do you think it's the right way?
Yeah, I mean, so are you getting into boxing for the fame of being a boxer or for the actual accolades of being a boxer? I came into boxing to be the best, period.
Yep.
So going through the accolades for me was going through, the only title that I wanted that I didn't get to fight for was the area title, the Midlands. I wanted to get the Midlands, English, British, Commonwealth, and then some form of a European, then move on up. But no one would fight me for the Midlands at the time, so we got the English, British, Commonwealth. and all the others.
Can you tell me one of the British boxer that's won 7 titles in 7 years?
No.
Anyone?
No one.
English, British, Commonwealth, IBF European, WBC International Silver, WBO European, WBO Global. It's unheard of, really.
I mean, this is what, like, when Ekow was on last time, this is what we used to joke about, because you was always Uncle Frank's up the sleeve. There's always Ekow. There's always Ekow. And the thing is, at that point, you were holding titles that they wanted, which made you, it made you dangerous. But now you've actually gone through that. You're at world stage. They can't deny it. The only thing that's stopping these fights is politics, which it doesn't matter what level you're at. That's what is what it is.
Yeah.
And like, you're the product of your own success. And like what you're saying there, coming through that way probably teaches you way more anyway.
Yeah, because you belong. You're not. There's no. What's the word again?
Ambiguity.
Yeah,
there's ambiguity.
You're not thinking. You're not questioning. Do I belong here? Like, I know I belong here. I've worked the hard way to come here. Like, I've paid the price to be the boss, so I'm gonna be the boss.
It's nice to see someone actually, don't you think, that's done it the old school way.
I do. Yeah.
A well-known boxing commentator said to Ekow today, he was trying to think of a boxer that had won the British, defended it 5 times.
Yep.
Is 60s, 70s stuff that you'd expect from 50 years ago.
For sure.
And Ekow hasn't had the plaudits or the flowers, as he says, until now. And like Frochi said, you don't earn those flowers until you beat somebody that nobody expected you to beat, and you step up to that stage and prove a lot of people wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that was it. Like, I thought that the Congo fight was going to be the one where you actually got the flowers. Right?
People really, really, really rated Chris back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But rightfully so.
He's a good fighter.
Good
100%.
fighter.
He's a good fighter. But you had the beating of him, like, and you did beat him. Like, there was no, it wasn't close. You know, it wasn't something where you'd walk away and go, "Oh, I'm not sure about that one."
Yeah.
We always joke, don't we, champ?
I definitely got the fight was definitely well promoted. It got out there. I remember after that fight, I could be driving in and about in Nottingham, and I'd just get randomly pipped, and people would be like, "I saw you fight Chris." I thought I caught you up. Sorry.
How is life in Nottingham now? Are you an absolute boat? Are you just a face? Like, you gotta be like the Lord of Nottingham now. You gotta be like the Duke.
It's not in the way I think. So maybe I could be, but it's just not in the way I am.
James, be honest. Like, when you cruising, man, come on. Is it just like Mr. Essuman will be here?
People recognise him, and more people know he is than he probably realised.
I have a bait face.
Yeah,
I have a bait face.
But I think the thing is, listen, you know as well, Ekow's. Do you know what we've been working as you'd have seen lately? Nottingham Forest have been amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing in helping him prepare for this fight. And that's fines about, fine margins, right?
Yeah.
And that was, Ekow won't mind me saying, that was my idea to sort of get him training in the city ground. And I thought to myself, it was a real long shot when I asked the question, but they were all over it. They thought, if there's any way we can help him, he's a Forest fan, he's a local boy. Anything we can do, we'll do it. And if it makes 1% difference, if it makes 0.1% difference, it's a huge thing. But Will Doog, who's head of fan engagement at Nottingham Forest, shout out, big up Will Doog, said, he made a comment to me when Ekow was training. He said, "I love Ekow's energy, man. He's like the nicest guy in the world out the boxing. We talk to him and stuff. You wouldn't think he was a boxer, but he puts on those gloves and he's a fucking animal." And I was like, "Yeah, literally that. Yeah, but isn't that the best combination? You want to be, that's just it's a really unusual kind of personality.
Yeah.
To have, I think, in boxing.
Yeah.
But literally, Ekow puts the gloves on.
Yeah.
And the switch just goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%.
And the it's your control. Right, that's it. Even in so I've personally witnessed a situation where we can talk about it properly off camera, but you remember it, right? It at York Hall something happened, right? It was wrong, and you just were just so calm that it just chilled it. It was just like I cannot stress enough. Like, I will never forget how you handled that, and it if anything, made things stupid on their side and de-escalated it to the point where they looked foolish. It was just there's something very special about you, mate. And I know you're on the couch, but like you are like I've honestly, we've been banging on your drum for forever.
Love, man.
You sat with the best welterweight on the planet, and he's going to prove it.
I know, 100%. And like Saturday the 15th, we cannot wait to see you out there, mate.
Yeah,
honestly,
can't wait to get in there.
Mate, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers, guys.
Best of luck to Ekow this weekend on the Eubank Jr. Ben II Undercard. If you can't be there, tickets are still available for the 505 watch party. Scan the QR code, like, rate, subscribe. See you there.